Watching Morning at NTV show this morning. Now, when you look at Uganda is one of the countries that has been known for absorbing refugees. And according to the current standing data, Uganda hosts about 1.4 million refugees. And these refugees are majorly in the refugee holding centers. Now, according to the international report, Uganda happens to be one of the largest refugee holding countries in Africa. And particularly when you come to the case of our country, most of these refugees are located in the settlements, and majority of them are in West Nile. Now, these particular districts which are hosting refugees also enjoy externalities and cooperative advantage. And this morning, to have this conversation bet on Morning at NTV show, I'm delighted to be joined by the District LC5 chairperson of Koboko District. We want to understand, we got to learn that there's a delegation from European Union that will be visiting some of the centers, and following the ongoing escalation of tension in South Sudan. We also got to learn yesterday from the Assistant Chief Administrative Officer that the district has received over 400 new entrants of refugees. So I want to understand, maybe looking at this particular number, today we're seeing this European Union delegation coming to this particular district. What could be some of the major issues that will be discussed, but also as a district, what is the capacity of these districts in terms of absorbing these refugees? Mr. Chairman, you're most welcome to Morning at NTV show.
Thank you, Adidi. I'm so grateful. And I want to confirm indeed that today we are receiving a delegation from the EU and Iceland delegations who have come to visit Koboko, and also our counterpart from South Sudan and DRC. And the purpose of the visit is for them, one, to understand the collaboration between the three countries. How do we collaborate? Secondly, they also want to understand the refugee situation between the three countries. How are we managing? More especially Koboko being a receiving and also a host, receiving refugees within the district, and also having the self-settled refugees within both the urban and the outskirts of the sub-counties. And indeed, there are a lot of issues that we have prepared that we are going to discuss in terms of their trade. How do we trade in order to make the region stable? Also, the security analysis between the three countries, how we're coordinating together to ensure that we have a peaceful coexistence within. And then how are the refugees received in the district? For us, Koboko has a case, the way we receive and we are implementing the idea of Uganda's country, where there's freedom for all the refugees, the way we coexist with them as brotherhood. The unique part of it is in Koboko. Remember, Uganda, in the case, we have the same language that we speak. If you look at South Sudan, we speak the same Kafwa. In DRC Congo, we speak the same Kafwa and the same people. So they always feel very important that they stay around. So all the refugees that you see 1.7 above in this country, the entry comes from Uganda, from South Sudan, from the Koboko side. So they feel always comfortable staying around. As you have rightly stated, over 400 people within the month of March were able to come back to Uganda. We received, because of our porosity of the borders, the number has gone higher, and they are all settled within the community. If you tell them you want to take them to the farthest refugee settlement, they say no, they want to be here. So this has a magnitude effect in terms of the subsidy delivery we're offering, in terms of the health and education. So the congestion, we want to show to them that the burden that we are taking is more heavier, which means we need to emphasize on this of scaling, preparing these refugees, because time will come that they will want to go back to South Sudan. What are the things that we feel this will be done in South Sudan to receive the refugees? It's the reason as to why we're able to invite our counterpart from DRC and our counterpart from South Sudan.
Yeah. Maybe today we saw delegation of South Sudan being led by the commissioner from Morobo County, and in Congo we have just seen the chief who has led the delegation from GR Congo, and the European Union delegation has just arrived. We are seeing these issues, these two countries experiencing some kind of instabilities, and Uganda is holding these refugees in this particular districts. Reports from VNG indicate that Koboko municipality alone hosts about 24,000 refugees. What could be some of the pressure that the district and the municipality has, and what issues will you front before this delegation from European Union?
Okay, the pressure we have because of this, the refugees who have come and settled within. Indeed, the number within urban, around 25, these are the ones known. But the number is slightly higher than that. That's why if you go to the health service centers, points, the hospital, the number of deliveries that are given per month abnormal that we cannot manage. Just because we, as a district, our capacity may not reach because we need more enhancement. And the reason why we are building a new hospital site that was to receive all this bigger population. But because we have not finished, and that's the reason why that we are going to share with the delegation that because of the number of refugees in the district, the pressure in terms of education, classrooms are not enough. But the water sources that we have are not enough. But the infrastructure, more especially even in the health sector, they're not enough. The equipment that we could do in order to offer the best services are not enough. So for us, we are presenting before them that because of this pressure, it needs a lot of interventions. So that we have the self-reliance model that we are trying to advocate for. If we are looking at self-reliance, what do we do? Now, aware of the fact there's serious cuts in food ration. In fact, all of them are coming to urban to get survival. So we are saying this population needs an attention in terms of scaling them in order to have their livelihood by themselves, in order to take them to education, to get educated, so that by the time that they're ready to go back to their country, they have something to start from. In terms of agriculture, we need to, one of the issues we are trying to establish is the vocational training. For us, Koboko, we have the Jabara Agricultural Institute that we feel we should empower people in the agricultural new technologies that they'll be able to implement. By the time they go back, their vast land can be put into use. So there are issues that we are facing as a district more than what's expected. So we felt that in today's discussion, we should be able to put our case before them. For the fact that we need more of these services for this district.
Maybe as you conclude, what advantages has this district received as being a refugee hosting district and the municipality inclusive? We recently saw a project that is currently being implemented by Koboko municipality and with the technical assistance from CAV. Could we say that these are some of the projects and maybe which ones will be some of the areas that this particular delegation will visit today before they head back to maybe Arua?
Okay, in our plan today we want to take the delegation to see the trauma center because these are all funding from EU. The trauma center was built in order to prepare the mindset of the refugees. They should be able to talk to themselves, guidance and counseling place are going to take place. After here, we're going to see, this will be in the municipality. And then we shall proceed to see the reception center where we receive the refugees, how it is, whether it fits the standard, and what intervention need to be done. Because if you see there, we need to have a full-fledged health facility. But we don't have it. We have been having a mobile health facility that we always do extend to the reception center. And then we are going to proceed to Salia Musala. You know, the Salia Musala is one of the strategic places that all of us, three countries, meet together. And the reason why today we are having a tripartite discussion, both the DRC and South Sudan. And we are going to visit that. And it's one of the potential of tourism. Once it's also developed, it also creates employment for people, both from Ugandan side, South Sudan side, and also DRC. I think from there, and then we shall come to Berijaku. The movement of these people within the border, how easy do they have? And we are going to have interaction in Berijaku and see able to address some of the key issues. Indeed, the intervention the benefits we have received as a district are immense. The projects under Dr. D, the projects under EU, there are many. The structures have been improved. You see, the first time we are having storage houses in this country. I think if you move across the country, all the storage houses are private. But now government institutions have storages. The reason purpose of having these storages is to absorb the number of the refugees that we have and also the host communities that we have so that we match the magnitude. The health facilities that we have, various sophisticated equipment have been supplied through UNHCR and other NGOs in order to meet the standard.
Okay, thank you very much. This is what the District LC5 chairperson of Koboko District has been able to give us on morning at NTV Show. Now, if you can see at my background, this is the delegation that has visited this particular district. And just like the way the chairman, District LC5 chairperson has put it, the delegation will later on visit some of the refugee holding centers and also the reception center in Kere. Now, when you look at Uganda, experts argue that why there's a large number of refugees partially is just because the country has a refugee open policy, and also when you look at the escalating tension in these countries, a majority of these refugees find themselves unsafe in their country coming to Uganda. For the interest of time, allow me to let the room back to my colleague in the studio to continue with the morning at NTV Show. The comprehensive details of this story will come in our subsequent news bulletin, that is NTV at 1, NTV at Kaungezi, and NTV Tonight. Back to you in the studio, Chris, if you can hear me, live from Koboko District.
I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you very much. Rashula Didi coming to us live from Koboko there. And of course, that story of a delegation from the European Union visiting some of the 11 sites that have been set up to accommodate some of the refugees who are crossing into the country from South Sudan, where fears of an escalation of the conflict there and a likely return to civil war are simmering. And that is